Hello, everybody, and welcome to Beer Blather 165 Hybrid Wars. And we're going to have a little discussion about that. Of course, we're starting in YouTube as well. We're going to be there for 10, 20 minutes, and then we're going to go into the Adult Swim, and people in YouTube can follow us here if they so desire. Uh, that said, this is Saul Montes-Bradley, the largest human repository of useless information, freshly from a visit to a number of ships, including the William Flores. We'll tell you more about that in a little while. Still in Florida. And right there, next to me, with a beanie and a short beard, is Thomas Wictor, the only living expert in World War I flamethrowers and so many more things. Здравствуйте, госпожа Tomas. Oh, well, sorry, that was last week. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm good. I put down pavers to cover my lawn, and my father had planted centipede grass, which you basically have to pull out. And the centipede grass was growing up through the cracks. So I decided, okay, I'll take it out completely. And I pulled up pavers, and it looks like white spaghetti from all the roots. And so I'm racing against the clock because we're going to get more rain next week. Apparently, it's going to rain 3 days in a row.
It never rains in Southern California. What a freaking liar!
Yeah, no, it's everyone says, well, we sure needed the rain. We might as well not have gotten it. We have no place to store it, so it just goes whoosh out to sea, and then we're back where we started.
Ready to kill the base melt by reducing the salinity of the Pacific Ocean, I bet.
Well, they need to take it up with God because the base melt were alive years ago when it rained. What about all the rain that falls directly into the bay? Doesn't that decrease the salinity?
That was always my point. If you retain water in reservoirs and then release it, isn't it the same as if it washes it into the ocean the first time around? What was the point of that shit? And that's when your troubles started, because that's when the management of reservoirs in California went to shit.
Well, I mean, what did I read today? Some big wheel in San Francisco State, what is it? SFU, San Francisco University, said that people are under the mistaken notion that biological males have a physical advantage over biological females. And I saw there's been a whole series of competitions whereby, like, literally just men from the crowd go up to take on the top female mixed martial artist, and they mop the earth with her. All they have to do is get close enough to grab her, and then she's done. And this notion that there's no biological difference, it's believed here in California, along with the belief in climate change, anthropogenic climate change, along with who knows. And in the meantime, every time my brother goes back to Vegas, the first thing he has to do is get an alignment on his car because the freeways are so bad here.
Oh, God.
His car gets broken when he comes out here.
Shit, you have South American roads now.
We have South American roads. You'll probably hear new neighbors moved in, and somebody, I don't know if it's an adult or a teenager, has one of those little tiny motorcycles with no muffler, no light, and no license plate. And he goes up and down the street at night. And you call the cops and say, can you come out here and like stop this guy? And they're like, no. So this is California. this is where we're at. We're proud and happy to support the governor and the current president. And yeah, I meant to tell you, there were two leftist Generation Z influencers who suddenly blew up huge. And it was just revealed that they're paid actors who were paid by the DNC. And
No, that never happens.
well, see, the videos they put out, you could tell these guys were actors because they were just spewing out all the talking points and there were no edits in the video. These are two 20-year-olds and they're speaking for however long the video goes, and it's one take. So they've memorized their script, and it's the most outrageously mortifying kissing of the ancient Joe Biden bottom that you've ever seen in your life. And
oh God, don't give me those images. I won't be able to sleep now.
they went to the White House to celebrate his incredible accomplishments during the past 2 years. If Trump gets elected, it's the end of democracy, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And
well, I caught a little bit just before we started. My mom was watching something or other, and I caught a glimpse of the White House Correspondence dinner, which instead of taking place in a hotel or it was in the White House. And it was like a love fest for the ancient asshole that I understand vegetates there. I've never seen a love fest like this one. There is not even a pretense of journalism anymore.
Well, what I read was that they were planning to do the traditional roast, but did they roast him in the slightest?
No, they roasted Trump.
Of course.
And they roasted Trump repeating. I mean, they have in front of them a little asshole who was dipping his sticky fingers not only in the titties of prepubescent girls, but in the kitties, in the till of businesses from Ukraine and China to Afghanistan and Iraq through his brother and his son. Do you think there was a single word about the scandals? This is the guy who tells us the kids are not your kids. They're our kids. Every kid belongs to all of us, everyone except for his seventh and recognized by him granddaughter, because that one isn't his.
No, I mean, this is all fine. This is all fine and dandy, but the fact that these two young influencers were immediately exposed, 2024 is not going to be the 2020 election. Things are
No.
The landscape is dramatically different, and one of the major reasons the landscape is dramatically different is because Joe Biden was elected president, and
Don't remind me.
people have reached they've reached their limit. So
I know that every day takes every fiber in my body to put up with this asshole. This is the shamelessness of it all is getting to me.
well, okay, he is what he is. It's not his fault as much as it is the voters, and we're still on YouTube, so a little something extra. But what again? People want something and they can't explain to you why they want it, and then when they get it, all they do is complain. And then when they're given an opportunity to make the changes that they say they want, they don't do it. They go back to the abusive spouse, for lack of a better term. And it's amazing that so many people involved in politics, so many voters, so many influencers. If you live in Southern California, unless you have a double-digit million net worth, you're not having fun in this state. You're not living the good life, but you can bet that this state will be called for Biden 3 minutes after the polls close.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a week before the polls close.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, it's. But by the way, I've seen a lot of things in the chat, Thomas. Some of them say that I have no video, but in all of my feedbacks from YouTube and Odysee, I see video. So if some of you don't have it, just refresh the page because it's been there all the time. You've got this folk forced guy in YouBoob who used to watch your videos before you left, been waiting for your return. I would say to folk forced that we were there every week. And even now that we left YouBoob, we start videos in YouBoob almost every week so that people can find us. And I would invite him to join us at Odysee, where he can get all the stuff. And the same applies to everybody else. You have another listener in Burbank, another one in Tucson, Arizona. And Kelly, it's Kelzilla May. Kelly, why aren't you in Odysee, of all people? It would be great to have you there. She's been a very, very frequent viewer of ours.
I'm doing a lot of stuff that I don't talk about, and I don't have time to go back to YouTube. But even if I were to go back to YouTube, YouTube has changed the way it does business. And so if you're on YouTube, you have to put out, I don't know, you have to put out short videos, at least one a day, and you have to do a live stream. I have no idea what I would say in a short video, and you don't make money on a short video. YouTube makes all the money. And in terms of a live stream, YouTube takes all the money from that. So, and again, I don't see the purpose of me live streaming because I don't have anything that interesting to say just as a guy sitting there talking live into a microphone.
You're not a bullshitter like me?
Well, I mean, when I was in YouTube before, I made videos that were edited. They
Yes.
tended
they were crafted.
Yeah, and I'm not a live streamer. I could do live streams with a partner. That would be
like we've been doing for a couple of years now.
Exactly. So I don't have any plans on going back to YouTube. The main reason is because I'm actually too busy. I'm doing a lot of stuff. As I told you before, I translated this book from 1920. It's about assault troops and flamethrowers. I'm looking for a publisher. I may have found one, but I don't know. And I've got other projects that I'm working on. Plus, now that I'm a homeowner, a real homeowner, I have to take care of this place. So the place was pretty run down. The parents were both 85 when they died, and they had kind of just They wouldn't let us maintain it, but they didn't maintain it themselves. So,
and you haven't said it, but YouTube arbitrarily will delete your videos, suspend you, and every time you do something, you risk being having all of your work deleted because they can close your account at the drop of a hat, and there is no appeals process.
The reason I got off of YouTube was because they gave me 2 community strikes on videos that were 5 or more years old. And so that means there was a concerted effort going on. People were going through my videos. They were
trying to find the hair in the soup.
Yeah, I showed videos of the war in Syria, the civil war at its peak. And so I got community guideline strikes over showing war. And I didn't show corpses. I didn't show anything. It was all about the technology being used. And
Yep.
so YouTube is hemorrhaging money, and it will continue hemorrhaging money. They want to compete with TikTok
Yep.
now. That's not going to happen. So they will continue. The plan for YouTube was to get rid of all creators except for the big news organizations and people like Kim Kardashian. That didn't work because the big news organizations are all collapsing. You have pictures in the meme here of Don Lemon. He's been fired. Tucker Carlson. He's been fired. We'll talk a bit about how Fox is not in the trouble that people think, but YouTube is hemorrhaging money. So the fact that they're still trying to purge people like me shows that you know they want to be destroyed. They want to kill themselves. So I say bye. Go do it. Count me out. I'm not interested in participating.
I'm going to leave you alone for a second because I seem to have frozen over there.
Yes, I thought you were just paying attention.
Yeah, well, no, I was, but not that much. I'm frozen in YouTube and in Odysee, but not internally. So let me just relaunch the video.
Okay, what I'll say in the meantime is we're going to talk about the firing of Tucker Carlson, and what we'd like to remind people is that Bill O'Reilly was a huge star who got fired, and there's 2 points. I don't see you, but okay. Maybe you could just speak from the darkness.
I can speak from the darkness. I am the voice of Bill O'Reilly, coming from the cemetery of past anchormen.
Yeah.
You and I had a discussion on this. Fox News made Bill O'Reilly. Nobody knew him from Adam until Fox News gave him his show, and he became ubiquitous and sold books and had an audience. And then I don't know, he touched somebody's titties. I don't know what the hell happened there, and he was canned. And immediately he went into broadcast oblivion. And he has his own little YouTube show, which is way larger than anything we do, but still, it's a tiny little thingy that barely pays his bills.
And O'Reilly was very similar to Carlson in that he was a populist who went against the Republican establishment time and time again. He was anti all the same things that Carlson is anti. So there was Bill O'Reilly. Megyn Kelly was a huge star who got fired, and she's now got her own YouTube channel with she's just shy of 1 million subscribers. Everybody's saying Tucker is going to be all right. We don't know that. Who's going to hire Tucker? Not the Daily Wire, not the Blaze, but Glenn Beck.
Newsmax, you know, and the 3 people who watched them.
Yeah, Glenn Beck was another big Fox star who.
Yeah, number one, he's still under contract for another 18 months or so. So he's going to be benched. He's going to be benched, Tucker Carlson. He's not going to have his own podcast or anything because he's under contract with Fox. And as long as Fox pays him his salary, he's going to be out of here. And then if he manages to negotiate an out, if I were Fox, he wouldn't be able to. But if he manages to negotiate an exit, he's probably going to do his own channel, like Megyn Kelly, like I don't know, like O'Reilly, like what's the other idiot? Well, can't even remember his name anymore. And he's gonna make a living. But Frank and Fox is gonna make another primetime star.
Yeah, they're going to replace Tucker Carlson. People forget that it took a while for Tucker Carlson to get as big as he did. A long while. What? How long was he at Fox? He was at their Fox for years. Didn't he say
Oh,
7?
O'Reilly,
No, Tucker.
uh, Tucker. Well, he was one of those guys in panels invited to bullshit on the side. Eventually, he came. He had his own show uh, after O'Reilly became a dearly departed.
Right.
So he's been there for maybe 6 years, 7 years. I'm just pulling it out of my head. It could be more, it could be less.
Yeah,
But
and he only got huge relatively recently. There you
yeah,
are.
the first 2 years, if you remember, uh, he was interviewing third-rate retards. Oh, I said the magic word. I'm sorry. I thought I was talking about engines. This is time to leave YouTube.
Get off YouTube.
Yeah, let's get off YouTube because I'm gonna use words they don't like. If you're in YouBoob and you want to keep watching, I put the link in the description. You can come to Odysee and continue to watch this show, and then watch every other show we ever made. Bye bye, YouTube.